I have had a phenomenal experience studying Portuguese at York University. I am so satisfied with how much I have learned. I had absolutely no background coming in, and so I took advantage of all that the department had to offer.
My level of Portuguese was non-existent. I couldn't read or write, and now I can do both. At the end, when I was excelling in the course, I did decide I would like to continue and possibly get my bilingual certificate. I feel like by learning another language, you're able to connect with, the global community better, especially like with the Portuguese language. It's over so many different continents, so many different cultures. It really connects you to the global world.
It is one of the most spoken languages in the world. So in terms of traveling, for instance, it definitely helps.
Having learned Portuguese, having known Portuguese, I'm able to get by and pick things up in Spanish, Italian, different languages, so it does connect.
Students can take courses in literature or culture to get the necessary tools to expand their horizons. One of the benefits of learning literature is that you can really get a pulse of a culture.
A lot of the students, their parents speak Portuguese, so they have some familiarity with the language. And so what that means is that the classroom actually becomes sort of like a microcosm of the native Portuguese environment, because you're listening to your colleagues also, and you're learning from them.
We did a lot. It was very dynamic class. Not only did we do group work and work by ourselves, but we had authors come in, which was really great to see.
There'd be a lot of traditional movies, for example, all in Portuguese. A lot of our readings were definitely from famous Portuguese poets, for example.
There was this one activity we had to do where we had to interact with someone outside of Canada who was part of Luso Portuguese culture. So for me, as an example, I had to kind of interact with someone from Brazil that was also a student there. And we would have to record our conversations and stuff, so we can kind of, learn a little bit about their culture. So not even just Portugal. There were some students that were speaking to people from Angola.
York's Portuguese department is staffed by native Portuguese speakers, and that was also a wonderful, wonderful pedagogical tool for me, because here I am sitting before people whose language, native language, is Portuguese.
It's very meaningful, the fact that I am a native speaker, because the students get used to be immersed in the language and in the cultures, and they really see that's my language, that's the language in which I dream, in which I think. They just look at me and they say, well, I'm going to speak Portuguese with her.
Sometimes when you're in a classroom, the teacher is what makes the class great. Her passion and enthusiasm for the language and making sure that we have every support that we need really made a big difference.
I would say learning languages, it's crucial, because you learn how to know people, how to accept the differences, how to see the differences has a huge richness, right? So it's really, really important.
It really expanded my vocabulary and made me a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, it really helped get, more confident with speaking and become more conversational and even fluent.
I can now have I have a better conversation with my grandparents. I understand the culture, so if I go see historic sites, I understand why they're historic now.
I'm actually helping my fiance learn Portuguese, so that's great. It's allowing the people around me to have another language skill, and being in the class the way the teacher has taught us, it's really easy to be able to teach other people.
One of the benefits in being in Toronto is we are open to one of the biggest Portuguese communities outside of Portugal.
There are Portuguese people, Brazilian, Mozambican, and Angolan people, and it's about connecting with these communities in the university, outside the university.
Truly, this is an experiential opportunity for our students.